So here's another linear word problem that has to do with slope-intercept form or point slope. Suppose a 5-minute overseas call is $5.91. A 10-minute call costs $10.86. The cost of the call and length of the call are related. The cost of each minute is constant, meaning that's linear. Okay, there's nothing in that sentence. There's nothing in that sentence that says, the cost minutes or cost per minute, something along those lines, right? There's nothing that says, it's 65 cents per minute. Nothing like that, right? So there's no slope. So what are they giving you here? So they're giving you two coordinates here, right? A 5-minute call is $5.91. Right? So as a coordinate, time is always going to be your x. So we have minutes and money. So 5-minute call, $5.91. 10-minute call, $10.86. So if you have 2 points here, I'm asking you to write an equation. Well, first you're going to need a slope. Cool. So I know my slope formula. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. I like to label my coordinates, like I've been saying. Kind of just keeps me on track here. And I do $10.86 minus $5.91 over 10 minus 5. And if you do that on your calculator, you will get 99 cents. So it's, and the interpretation of this would be, it costs 99 cents per minute. So I have part of what I need to write the equation. So I have a point and a slope. I have 2 points actually and a slope. And I could choose any one. I'm going to choose my first coordinate. And I'm going to write my point slope form, which is y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x sub 1. Alright, so I'm going to take this coordinate to help me. So y minus $5.91 equals 0.99 times the quantity of x minus 5. Now this is suffice to writing an equation, okay? But I'm going to take this a little further and write this in slope-intercept form. Right now it's in point-slope form. Right? To get to slope-intercept form, I just need to read y equals. So I'm almost there, so I'm going to do y minus $5.91 equals 0.99x when I distribute again, minus 4.95. And then one more step, I'm going to add the $5.91 to both sides. And I get y equals 0.99x plus 0.96. So this is going to be my final answer for part A in slope-intercept form. Part B says, how long can you talk on the phone if you spend $12? Okay, so you have an equation, and now you're giving $12. And it's always going to be one of these that I'm giving you as a coordinate. I'm either giving you the x and you're solving for y, or I'm giving you the y and you're solving for x. Is $12, is 12 the x value, or is 12 the y value? 12 is your y value, so I'm giving you the y value of 12. So you're going to go back into the equation, you're going to plug in 12 for y. Okay, so 12 equals 0.99 x plus 0.96. And you're going to subtract 0.96 from both sides, and you're going to get 11.04 equals 0.99x. And then you're going to divide both sides by 0.99, and you're going to get x is equal to 11.151515 ... So you can say about 11 minutes here. So how long can you talk for $12? About 11 minutes. So part C, how many minutes did you speak if you spent $15.81 on the phone? So again, I'm giving you another dollar amount. So for part C here, it's the same concept. I'll do part C here. I'm not telling you the minutes, I'm telling you again the dollar amount of $15.81, and the minutes is the unknown. So again, $15.81 equals 0.99x plus 0.96. And not to say that this is always going to happen, but many times on the quizzes or assessments, like they'll give you an example of both. This one kind of just trying to throw you off a little bit here and give you an example of one of them. So I'm going to subtract 0.96 from both sides, and I get 1485 equals 0.99x, and divide by 0.99. How many 99 cents are there? And $14.85? 15. So for $15.81, you can talk for 15 minutes. Alright, so here's an example of another standard form. This one's nice, it kind of gives the equation for us, right? But you're ordering shirts for the math club at your school. Short sleeve shirts cost $10 each. Long sleeve shirts cost $12 each. And you have a budget of $300 for the shirts. Now they wrote the equation for you. 10x plus 12y equals 300, okay? So 10x plus 12y equals 300. How do you know that this was a standard form if they didn't give you this equation? And the clue is in the $12 or the $10 each, right? Cost $10 each. That's a rate. Okay? That's a rate of change or a slope. And then they have the long sleeves cost $12 each, which is another rate. So here's two rates that they're giving you here, right? And if you recall, we have AX plus BY equals C is your standard form. The A and the B represent a rate. And the 300 that they gave you here, the budget of 300, is your total. Always. Okay, so the A, coefficient A, the coefficient B are going to represent some kind of rates. So if you get a word problem and you're given two slopes or two rates in that word problem, that's your cue or your clue that I need to use standard form here. So they give you the equation here, 10x plus 12y equals 300. In part A says find and interpret the intercepts. Okay. The X is so you're ordering shirts, short sleeves, so I'm going to do short sleeves. I'm going to do SS here. That's my short sleeves. That's my X value. Right? And then my Y value is long sleeves. Do L, long sleeve, I'll do LS. Okay? So, my intercepts. I don't buy any short sleeves. That means 10 times 0. If I don't buy any short sleeve shirts, then how many long sleeve shirts can I buy? So then my equation is 10 times 0 plus 12y equals 300. Solve this out. 10 times 0 eliminates. See you later. And then all I have to do is divide by 12. And y is equal to 25. So my coordinate here is 0, 25. So in your graph, so when you plugged in 0 for x, this is telling you have a coordinate of 0, 25. So part C says graph, there's my first coordinate. So on my y-axis, here, my long sleeve is 0, 25. I don't think you have 25 marks there. You can count by 1s, count by 2s, whatever you want. I guess I'll count by 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, there's 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's another 10. That's 20. 2, 4, 6. So somewhere around here. In the middle there is 25. So there's my first coordinate. 0, 25. Second intercept. So, and if I were to interpret this means, what does this mean? I can buy 25 long sleeves shirts if I don't buy any short sleeve. Okay. I could buy 25 long sleeve shirts if I don't buy any short sleeve shirts. Right? And that's what 0 going in for X means. That's one of my intercepts. The other intercept is 10 times X plus 12 times 0. This time, I don't buy any long sleeve shirts, and I still want to spend $300. Cool. So 12 times 0 goes away, and I have 10x equals 300, and divide both sides by 10, and x is equal to 30. So there's my second coordinate. Okay, so when x is 30, that means that my y is 0. So 30 times 0, wherever that is, you can count those out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 30. And now you have your x-intercept. You have your y-intercept. Right? There's my x-intercept 30, 0. There's my y-intercept of 0, 25. And there's my semi-straight line connecting the two dots. So I was able to do part A, find my intercepts. And with those intercepts, I was able to do part C. And the interpretation here is the same thing. If you buy 30 short sleeve shirts, I can buy 30 short sleeve shirts if I don't buy any long sleeve shirts. Just the opposite there. Okay, so one last one. So again, I have an X value. So here's part B. Again, I have short sleeve shirts, SS, long sleeve shirts. And if I read part B, 12 students decide they want short sleeve shirts. Am I giving you the X? Is 12 an X value or is 12 a Y value? 12 students want short sleeve shirts. Is 12 an X value or is 12 a Y value? Short sleeves, comma, long sleeves. So I'm giving you 12 and you're looking for the Y value. So what do you do with that 12? Plug it in for X. So here's 10 times, not X, but 10 times 12 plus 12Y equals 300. 10 times 12 is 120. Subtract it from both sides, you get 12y is equal to 180. And 180 divided by 12 is equal to 15 long sleeve shirts. One more example. In a supermarket, apples cost 50 cents each. Grapefruits cost $2 each. If you want to spend exactly $15 at the supermarket, write an equation in standard form. I would not say that, okay? I would just say I would say you want to spend exactly $15 at the supermarket. And I would just say write an equation. It says let A represent the number of apples you buy, and let G represent the number of grapefruits. I like that. So 50 cents each. What is that? Slope. $2 each. What is that? Another slope. You have two rates. Two rates is a clue that you're going to use what? Standard form. Okay. So I'm going to use A for apples. So 50 cents times A. 50 cents per apple. Plus, I'm going to use G for grapefruit. $2 per grapefruit. And I want to spend exactly $15 part A. Part B, find and interpret the intercepts. Here's another question, again, talking about the intercepts and the interpretation of it. Okay, part B, I'm not buying any apples. 0.5, I have apples at home. I'm going to buy 0 apples. How many grapefruits can I buy? 0.5 times 0, see you later. I have 2G equals 15. I could buy 7.5 grapefruits, according to this equation. So, 0, 7.5 is my first equation, or my first coordinate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. I know that's not realistic, but I'm going to graph it anyway. And again, Part B, 0.5a plus 2 times 0 grapefruits. How many apples can I buy if I buy 0 grapefruits? So 0.5a equals 15. Divide by 0.5, and a is equal to 30. Now, this is my apples. Apples, grapefruit, and you can count whatever you want. I'm going to count by twos again. So we have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 30. Okay, there's my 30 comma 0, and there's my line. Interpretation for the first one. If I don't buy any apples, I can buy 7.5 grapefruits. If I don't buy any grapefruit, I can buy 30 apples. For the interpretation part. And you have to write that down as a sentence. Alright, don't just give me the coordinates. Not enough. Okay. If you purchase 12 apples, okay. 12 apples. I have an equation. 0.5a plus 2g equals 15. I like using other variables besides x and y because when I say 15, you purchase 12 apples, guess what? You can put it in that 12 for a, not for g. It's easier to understand. Okay, well, 12 apples goes in for a. So for part C, 0.5 times 12, my 12 apples, plus 2 times my grapefruits should equal 15 bucks. 12 times 1/2, 6, plus 2g equals 15. Subtract 6 from both sides, 2g equals 9. G is equal to 4.5. And part D was already done when we graphed the equations. So once I found my intercepts, I went right to my graph, plotted them in, labeled my graph, plotted the intercepts, drew a line, and the graphing part was completed.